You know you've reached legendary status when entire foods are named after you. But Nellie Melba wasn't just an opera singer with a dessert attached to her name. She was one of the first women to intentionally build a personal brand, adapt to new technology, and create worldwide influence in a male-dominated world. I'm Nicole Dallé, and this is the Diva Decode, where we break down iconic female artists and steal their mindset, strategy, and confidence so you can level up your own life. Every episode, one legend, one blueprint, real takeaways you can use, because success isn't random, it's patterned. Today's icon, Nellie Melba, the Australian opera superstar who became one of the first truly global celebrities, long before Instagram, branding agencies, or viral fame existed. And honestly, if modern women understood how strategic Melba was, we'd talk about her a lot more. Let's decode her. Nellie Melba was born Helen Porter Mitchell in Melbourne, Australia in 1861, at a time when international fame for women was rare, and especially rare for someone from Australia. She built a career that took her to the biggest opera houses in Europe and America. She performed at places like the Royal Opera House and became one of the most celebrated sopranos of her time. And fun fact, the name Melba actually came from Melbourne. She essentially rebranded herself to honor her hometown while creating a memorable stage identity. She became famous for her crystal clear voice, technical precision, and elegance on stage. Audiences loved her not just because she could sing, but because she knew how to create an experience. She was also one of the earliest recording stars. When recording technology emerged in the early 1900s, Melba embraced it instead of resisting it. That helped preserve her fame beyond the opera house. You can check out some of her vintage recordings in this week's playlist that you can find in the description. She became so culturally influential that famous dishes were named after her, including Peach Melba and Melba toast. Now that's celebrity status on another level. But Melba's life wasn't smooth or glamorous behind the scenes. Her marriage was deeply unhappy. She dealt with public criticism, financial pressure, and intense expectations. Yet she still managed to build a career with international longevity in an industry dominated by gatekeepers and elite institutions. Which brings us to the real reason she matters today. Here are 3 lessons modern women can steal from Nellie Melba's blueprint. 1. Be intentional about how you're seen. Melba understood branding before the word branding became popular. She changed her name from Helen Mitchell to Nellie Melba because she knew memorable identities matter. She cultivated a polished image and was strategic about how audiences experienced her. Don't wait until you feel successful enough to define your identity. Whether you're building a career, a business, a platform, or even just trying to become more confident socially, be consistent in how you present yourself. Ask yourself, what do people associate with me? What energy do I bring into rooms? What do I want to be remembered for? Melba knew talent alone wasn't enough. Visibility and identity mattered too. And in today's world, that's even more true. 2. Adapt early instead of resisting change. When recording technology arrived, many classical performers thought it would cheapen art and rejected it. Melba embraced it. That decision helped immortalize her voice and expand her audience far beyond elite opera houses. The world changes constantly. New technology, new platforms, new industries, new expectations. The people who thrive are rarely the ones who resist change the longest. They are the ones willing to experiment early. You don't have to master every trend, but staying curious helps keep you relevant. Melba didn't cling to the old ways. She evolved with the movement, and that mindset is timeless. 3. Confidence is a skill, not a personality trait. People often imagine opera divas as naturally confident, but Melba faced criticism constantly. Critics analyzed her performances publicly, audiences compared her to rivals, and she performed under enormous pressure. Yet she kept showing up, and that's the key. Confidence wasn't the absence of judgment. It was the willingness to continue despite judgment. Modern women really need to hear this message. Most women think confidence comes before the leap, but confidence is usually the result of taking the leap over and over again. Melba's career reminds us that visibility always comes with criticism, but hiding guarantees invisibility. So what's the Diva Decode on Nellie Melba? She teaches us that reinvention matters, adaptability creates longevity, and confidence is built through repetition, not perfection. A woman born in colonial Australia in the 1800s somehow became one of the most famous performers on earth. She built an identity, embraced innovation, and kept performing. And that's the blueprint from Nellie Melba. I'm Nicole Dallet, and this has been the Diva Decode. Every episode, one legend, one blueprint. If Nellie Melba's story reminded you that reinvention, visibility, and courage can change the trajectory of your life, be sure to subscribe so you can keep building that version of yourself. You can support the show through the Buy Me a Coffee link or join our inner circle for exclusive content and the chance to help shape future episodes. And before you go, check out this week's playlist down below featuring some of Melba's most iconic recordings. And as always, keep a little glamour in your life.